Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, it's Michael B. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are having an awesome weekend. I wanted to share a little bit of pinball news with you this Sunday morning. It's been a very interesting weekend for home arcade pinball news, not commercial coin-op pinball news, home arcade. And I think you guys are going to want to hear what I have to say. So that's right, guys. We've got a little bit of home arcade pinball news to share with you today. Some virtual, some based on Alice Goes to Wonderland, the upcoming 80% to-scale physical pinball machine. But before we get started, I want to say thank you so much, everybody, for checking out the video. Guys, I always appreciate the support. If this is your first time to the channel, you like what you see, go ahead, subscribe. Click the bell for notification. All that YouTube jazz. So first up, guys, let's talk about the AtGames April calendar, and this is actually going to be a very interesting month with two more Zen Studios releases, two Zaccaria Deluxe releases with Black Belt Deluxe, Primal Carnage Deluxe. The IFPA leaderboards are being applied to AtGames stuff. We've got a sale coming up, lots of fun stuff going on I think you guys are going to be interested in. So here, guys, we have the April calendar, and it is relatively jam-packed, a lot more bullet points on the calendar there in previous months. First up, on Wednesday the 2nd, we've got the Jurassic Park music updates. I'm sure all of you are familiar with this, the Jurassic Park pinball games on the AtGames Legends Pinball and within Pinball FX, Pinball FX3. Didn't previously have the movie music. We recently got an update to Pinball FX with the music, movie music included. That's going to be coming to AtGames as well on April 2nd. That's exciting. I love the Jurassic Park game on the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K, like the first one. I've loved it on Pinball FX as well, and it's great to get the music. On top of that, we got two more Zen Studios releases. Of course, these are listed as Zen single game packs. Now, unfortunately, because of whatever went on with the calendar they showed earlier where they spoiled Tomb Raider, we're not getting these announcements. We don't know what specifically we're going to get. We know they're single games. Fingers crossed for Williams. Fingers crossed for Williams. However, it's possible they're also Zen Studios originals. Not necessarily my favorite games. I'm more of a Williams guy. And then some of the theme games are just awesome because they're themes that resonate with me. With the single games, especially Zen originals, they're okay, but it really depends on how good they are and, you know, how the theme resonates with you. And I'm not a big original guy. Of course, we got the IFPA rankings, which is a really interesting one. So they're going to be taking Flipper Friends rankings, and they're going to be doing virtual pinball rankings under the IFPA. Everybody's already applied. It's a bit of a weird thing. It seems like they should have, you know, had an opt-in if you wanted to be included. But of course, there are IFPA rankings for people that do Flippers Friends. Then, of course, we've got two more Zaccaria tables coming. We've got Primal Carnage Deluxe, which should be a big upgrade over last month's Primal Carnage Retro. Again, not saying it's a bad table, just not my style. The more modern deluxe stuff is definitely more in my wheelhouse, so excited to see that. Of course, I've already seen the table. It looks good. Hopefully, it translates well to the AtGames Legends Pinball 4K. Same with Black Belt Deluxe. Black Belt Deluxe from the Zaccaria players is actually getting a lot of high praise, so excited to see that come to the AtGames Legends Pinball as well. Of course, we've got the Sam's Club sale on the AtGames Legends Ultimate CE, which we'll talk about in a second, and another sale and the Flipper Friends tournaments. So, of course, the two big sales they've got listed is the Sam's Club Legends Ultimate Super Sale, and there's also an AtGames eStore component to that, as well as the April sale, which we don't have a lot of information on at this time. We assume it'll be a lot like all the other sales, where they're going to do the, AtGames affordable financing on the machines, plus then you get coupons to go with it, and that's really the sale component. Anyways, let's go down. So the first up is the Super Sale at Sam's Club, but you can order directly from the eStore with free shipping, or is that if you pick it up at Sam's? Sorry. Save $250 Yeah, there it is. Save $250 less than retail, plus $100 shipping and handling. So there's the 250 by purchasing from Sam's Club. Get 250 in exclusive coupons from AtGames. So I think the sale price on this is $4.99. I don't get the 150 less than retail. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one, but I think it's $4.99, and then you get free shipping and handling. And then the other 250, it's kind of questionable, like whether or not you're getting $500 in savings because it's exclusive coupons, and the value of which is dependent upon you. But you can get this machine with $50 off. Here's the 250 in coupons, $50 off ArcadeNet, $50 off Legends Quad Play, $50 off Legends Bit LCD, $50 off Advanced Features OTG, and $50 off external applications. $4.99 is the price point. Like I said, the other 150, I guess they're saying that it would be $650 at retail and other places. I'm not 100% sure. Plus, you save the shipping and handling. So guys, another month from AtGames where things are very similar in terms of the AtGames Legends Ultimate CE HD sale going on Sam's. Same as last month, so nothing really new to update there, but keep in mind this is the last month this will be available. This sale will be over, so you won't be able to get that discount. And of course, the other sales we don't really know about. Flipper Friends tournaments. You can check out AtGames official information if you want to participate in the Flipper Friends tournaments. I haven't for a while now because Circus broke me. I didn't want to play that game, but maybe I'll jump back in now that it's tied into the IFPA rankings. So that's a bit of a cool thing if you want to be world renowned in the pinball world for playing AtGames Legends Pinball Flipper Friends tournaments. And then last but not least, the real exciting stuff for us that just want to play pinball and enjoy it is all the games coming this month. The Jurassic Park movie update, of course, the 2 new Zen releases, Please Be Williams, and then Black Belt Deluxe and also Primal Carnage Deluxe. Those should be pretty fun as well. So moving on, if you're not a fan of virtual pinball and you don't want to pay a pile of money to go get a real pinball machine, well, of course, we know our friends at Wonderland Amusements are bringing out the Alice Goes to Wonderland 80% to scale mechanical or physical pinball machine. They were at Wondercon this past weekend, and we got a updated look on the machine with only a few days left to go on the Kickstarter. Did that pan out, and are people excited about their Kickstarter, or is there reason for concern? So I'm sure by now all of you checked out the excellent coverage from my buddy B Kong from Wondercon this past weekend. Honestly, if you haven't seen his video yet, I'll leave a link down in the comments below for you to go check it out. He was at Wondercon and got hands-on experience with the upcoming Alice Goes to Wonderland pinball machine. And well, the machine did have a showing, but maybe not the showing they were hoping for in order to give people reliability on the Kickstarter on their current orders or get more people to make additional orders. So I really want to preface this. I think the team behind Wonderland Amusements and the Alice Goes to Wonderland pinball machine is doing something really friggin' cool here. Pinball is such an awesome, fun thing to do, fun hobby. Not everybody lives close to a place where they can just go to an arcade, bowling alley, bar, whatever it is, and go play pinball. So the idea of having a physical pinball machine in your home seemed like just a dream until these guys came out with this concept of building an at-home physical pinball machine. I love what they're doing. They're nice guys. What they've put together is really nice. The problem is a lot of the reliability on what they were doing really rested on the showing at this event. And unfortunately, I don't think they had the showing they wanted. So again, guys, there was lots of stuff to be excited about here. The machine itself looks absolutely beautiful. The playfield looks really well put together. Keep in mind with that card ramp, and this is just a prototype, that is still going to be changed to a translucent color. All the characters on screen look good. Everything about the machine seems really cool. The only thing we didn't really know was how it played, and that was going to be one of the major important parts on whether or not this was going to be a hit or this was just going to be Zizzle 2.0. Well, as you guys know, unfortunately, the team from Wonderland Amusements had some bad luck getting the machine to the location. Apparently, they had some problems where the PCB board, or I forget what exactly board it was specifically, but the computer controlling the machine basically got disconnected during the travel, and also the DMD screen wasn't working. So instead of getting an actual physical working pinball machine to show off at this event, they basically just had the rough prototype with no code, no gameplay. You could basically just see how it played. Now, I want to give a huge ton of credit to B for his coverage. I think he did an excellent job covering this. One of the big concerns I had going in was going to be the physics. Anytime you take pinball and you shrink it down, no matter which way you do it, there's always some concerns about whether or not the physics will feel right, whether or not the machine will feel right. And as B stated, he said it was very much flippable. So he said the mechanics were working right. He was able to make ramp shots. So that was one of my big concerns going into this whole thing that, we really couldn't see from what they were showing us. But B's hands-on coverage really helped me feel a lot more comfortable about that. Now we get into some of the negatives, and this is where it kind of falls apart a little bit because of the fact we didn't have any code. We really couldn't hear any callouts, couldn't see the game actually performing with everything that was going on the screen. It was a little disappointing because there was no way to check score to see how you were scoring. None of the modes were working. Multi-ball was turned off because of a problem with the optos. So you really couldn't see the game itself. You could see how the pinball shoots and you could see the physics, but you couldn't actually see the pinball machine at work, which was a major disappointment, especially with so little time left on the Kickstarter. I know a lot of people were holding out, hoping for more information on how this game would play, and unfortunately, we just didn't get it with this showing. I feel so bad for the Wonderland team because they have put so much effort into this and really have created something truly special, but I think that this was a disappointing showing because of these issues, and it may have turned some people off from picking it up. Well, guys, that's Sunday's pinball news. Once again, Wonderland Amusements did show up at Wondercon. They showed off their Alice in Wonderland machine. There were a lot of people there saying they really enjoyed it. They thought it was beautiful. There was a lot of positivity around it, as well as some negativity for people that were looking to see how the game play. Not having the scoring, DMD working, not having the code working was definitely not something that Wonderland Amusements was kind of hoping for. I go back to think about first physical impressions for a lot of people. I go back to AtGames Pinball when they first showed up at the Chicago Pinball Expo and the games just weren't working right. There was a large amount of flipper lag and how it turned people off. And I do have that concern that this pinball machine, and in the state it was, will have the same effect that did. Now, me personally, this was never on my radar. I was never going to pick it up, although I will say it's super reasonably priced for what it is. Shipping was really good, even to Canada, so, lots of positives, but I hate to be that guy. I have 2 physical pinball machines in my home already, 2 Sterns, so I didn't have the appeal others did of picking up a physical pinball machine, but I certainly understand why you would want it, and if I didn't have the other physical pinball machines, I'd probably be a lot more in on this as well. I'm very happy to hear B say the gameplay was pretty good, like the physics, everything worked, but again, so disappointed the code wasn't up, and people didn't actually truly get to experience the game. So that's Wonderland Amusements. Of course, with AtGames, we've got very much a similar month to last month in terms of the sales and discounts, but the big news is a lot of pinball software is coming. Pinball updates for Jurassic Park with the music code, 2 new Zen Studios games, and of course Primal Carnage Deluxe, not Retro. We don't want to go back there. And of course Black Belt Deluxe. The only disappointing thing with that, still no update on Killer Instinct or Battletoads, which we're all patiently waiting on. Anyways, guys, I'd love to know your feedback in the comments down below. What did you think of Wonderland Amusements' Alice Goes to Wonderland appearance at WonderCon? Did this make you feel confident about your Kickstarter purchase? Less confident? If you were on the fence, are you possibly going to jump in on the Kickstarter in the last few days, or are you going to pass? And then, of course, with the AtGames sale, Let me know if there's anything you're excited for, if there's anything you're going to pick up, and if you are on the fence about the ALU CE HD, are you going to pick it up before the sale's over? Once again, thank you so very much for watching. This is Michael B. the Game Genie. I'll talk to you next time.